Alright, in this lesson we're going to dig into the key of A minor while remaining in our standard open G tuning, GBDGBD. We're going to take the melody of Wayfaring Stranger and we're going to learn it in an open A minor position. The first variation is kind of a simple version or a basic version of the melody. And then in the next variation we're going to add a lot and fill in a lot of the spaces. And we also work our way up the fretboard a little more, getting out of that open position. Also in that second variation, there are a lot of hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides to kind of add to that basic melody to make it a little more musical. There are certain places in the melody where I'm pointing out different notes and how they're related to the chord and how you can play, the same note in different places on the fretboard, which can kind of create different ideas based upon where you're at on the fretboard. And lastly, a lot of it, some of the filler are just good stock licks that you can play in A minor, so you can kind of get a hold of those and apply them to other songs that you play in A minor as well. If you want access to the complete lesson, you can click on one of the two links in the video description below. You can also subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the video description below for that as well. Thank you. Alright, here are the first four measures of that basic melody. Right, the last measure is just lead-in notes to the next part of the melody. But with this song, we're just kind of sticking in this, for this basic melody anyway, we're sticking in kind of the A minor open position, kind of staying low on the neck. There is one part of the melody that kind of goes up to the 7th fret, and we'll go over that. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of knock it out slowly here. The 3 pickup notes, it's going to start on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string, hit that twice with my thumb, then move the bar over to that 2nd fret of the 1st string, hit that with my middle. And I am moving the bar rather than laying the bar across, because when I do that, then my notes ring together. I want to keep them separated. Then in measure 1, we're simply just going to repeat that top string, hitting that top string with my middle finger, and that rings out for a whole measure and into the 2nd measure. The 3 notes that are in the 2nd measure are all going to be on that 1st string. We're going to use our middle finger for all these notes, and that's open, 2nd fret, open. Then we're going to that 1st fret of the 2nd string in the 3rd measure, hitting that with my index, followed by the 2nd fret on the 3rd string with my thumb. Alright, so you want to get that all kind of nice and clean. Make sure you get your fingers behind the bar to clean that up. Alright, so yeah, the 3 notes in that 4th measure are going to measure 5, right? So I'm going to play that and go through measures 5 through 8. Right, and then again in measure 8, those are lead-in notes to the next phrase of the melody. So yeah, kind of going to measure 4. It's going to be those 3 pickup as the pickup notes. Same thing, thumb, thumb, middle, and that's leading to measure 5, where I'm going to do a quick slide from the 1st fret to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string with my index. It doesn't really matter if you're sliding from the 1st fret or not, just as long as it's a fast slide getting up to that 3rd fret. That's going to measure 6 here, where we're going to hit that third string at the second fret with our thumb. Then a quick slide up to the fifth fret of the third string. So you're going to hit that twice with your thumb. Then that first string open. Leading to measure 7 there. So the reason why I kind of chose that fifth fret on that third string is because it's a C note. It's the same note as the first fret of the second string. But it's actually easier to kind of go up that way rather than to kind of do this move second fret to first fret in the open position. It's definitely possible, and is, you know, I use it all the time to do that. In this case, with the slow melody, it just seemed easier to kind of go up and hit that C note on the fifth fret of the third string. Right? Same note. So you always have that option. Both ways are going to work. I just chose that one because it seemed easier at the time. Yeah, leading into measure 7, where we're going to do a kind of a quick hammer on that first string open to the second fret. And then measure 8, those 3 notes, same as the pickup notes. Thumb, thumb, third string and first string, second frets. Alright, going through measure 9 here, this is going to be a complete repeat of the first 4 measures, right? I'm going to include, these are measures 9 through 12, I should say. I'm going to include measure 8, the lead-in notes there. Right, so like I said, exactly the same as measures 1 through 4. First main note of the melody is that second fret of the first string, letting that ring out, hitting that with your middle. Then we get the 3 notes in the measure, all hitting with my middle string, or middle finger. The first string, open, second, open. Then that's going to that second string first fret in measure 11, index, moving the bar down to that second fret of the third string, thumb. Right, same thing as same thing that we did in measure 2 and 3. And then in measure 12, again, those are going to be those lead-in notes that we've been doing throughout the melody. So thumb, thumb, middle. And that brings us to kind of wrap up this A section of the melody. So measures 13 through 16. I'm going to go ahead and play those. I'm going to include the notes for measure 12. Those last 2 notes are leading into the melody of the B section. But yeah, measure 13, this is something we did before. We're going to do that quick slide up to that third fret on the second string again, using our index. And just let it ring out for that whole measure. Then that brings us to measure 14, which is a little bit different than the first part of the melody. It's just kind of a resolving part. And then the way I did that is I'm hitting the second fret of the first string and the first string open, both with my middle finger. And then I hit that second string open with my index, hammer on first fret. And that resolves to measure 15, second fret of the third string with my thumb.